Welcome back everyone to the channel. As you can see on my screen, we're going to try out a demo called Foolish Mortals, and it is set in the 1930s where we have to unravel a series of mysteries in Bellemore Manor. So I'm not gonna spoil too much. I think we're just gonna jump right in the new game. I really hope this isn't like copywritten because it's so cool. Mask ball. I always wanted to go to one. That was amazing. Loved it.
They said there was a treasure on the island. Its location known only by the dead. I could see it in my dreams. How was I supposed to know that in order to find it, I'd have to die too?
Spirits and specters from regions unknown, guide to me the wanderer who searches alone. Well, welcome back, Murphy McCallan. Have you found all 5 ingredients for the spell?
I found 3 so far. Only 2 are left. The chalk and the coffin nails.
Hurry. The island will lead you to that which you seek. I have no doubt about that.
Also, this is set in Louisiana, so I'm guessing we're in the bayou. And this is a point-and-click game. And I will put it in the description. I'll put in the link to the game. How will the spell help me find the lost treasure of Bellemore Manor?
How will the spell help me find the lost treasure of Bellemore Manor?
There are things on this island that have gone unseen. Stories that have been left unheard, at least to mortals. I commune with regions beyond. Let me introduce you to a friend. Out of the shadows, the cursed and the damned, return now my servant to do my command.
Wow.
I have returned to you, master.
Loa, this gentleman wishes to find the lost treasure of Bellemore Manor. Tell him how this can be done.
Only inhabitants of the house know where the treasure lies. Their spirits still within its walls, trapped between life and death. To ask them, those spirits must be revealed on the mortal plane.
And that is what our spell will do, Murphy. A summoning spell to unveil the ghosts trapped within the house.
5 ingredients place inside, tie closed, and then unseal. Within the focus what may hide, this spell will soon reveal.
Once you've collected all 5, we can summon the ghosts of Bellemore Manor. Once we've summoned the ghosts, we can ask them exactly where the treasure was hidden. You have served me, Loa. Begone!
Do you know what happened at Bellemore Manor?
You want to hear a ghost story, Murphy McCallan?
I want to know everything I can about that house.
Then listen closely. Dark magic runs throughout Bellemore Manor. The house was built by the Bellemore brothers, 3 merchants from England who made their fortune trading across the Caribbean. Xavier Bellemore, an explorer, Yardley Bellemore, an actor, and Cecil Bellemore, a scientist. Their parents dead for many years. They each loved and cared for their young sister, Abigail. Abigail met a young sailor who worked aboard one of her brother's ships. And in less than a year, he proposed. The engagement was a scandal.
Oh.
Despite having the pick of any eligible bachelor in high society, her hand and the Bellemore fortune was to go to a commoner. Because of their unconditional love for their young sister, the Bellemore brothers sanctioned the marriage. But people began to wonder if Abigail was being locked into marriage, whether by blackmail or black magic. The grand wedding was planned by the 3 proud brothers, but in the months leading up to the wedding, each of the brothers, one by one, was lost, presumed dead.
Wow.
Yet the wedding was still to go ahead. And with Abigail set to inherit the Bellemore fortune once she came of age, many people began to wonder whether the sailor was not a perpetrator, but a pawn.
Ooh.
On the morning of the wedding, the sailor was summoned to her chambers. "I don't love you," Abigail declared. "I never loved you."
What? Why?
And to everyone gathered in the house, Abigail declared that that same evening, she would marry another, John Rackham, first officer of the Bellemore Trading Company, would be her new groom. Except that didn't happen. On the night of the wedding, everyone in the house suddenly and mysteriously vanished.
Everyone?
Perhaps the last revenge of the scorned sailor. The
Wow.
house that night held a heart that would be broken, a victim who would be tricked, and a force that would unleash evil. But no one knows exactly who each was. If you want to find the treasure, Murphy, you'll have to find out.
I love it so far.
How am I going to find the spell ingredients?
Everything I've ever needed for my voodoo spells, I have found on this island. It's as though this island pulls the supernatural to it. Keep searching. Once that's complete, I will show you the final step of the spell.
Okay, I'm going to finish finding the voodoo ingredients.
I'm going to finish finding the voodoo ingredients.
Hurry back.
All right. Part 1, the summoning spell. Okay, point and click. So what's this? Okay. So now we have to figure out what ingredients we need. How many did we need?
I took the taxidermied fish from the rotting wooden frame.
Okay, you took the,
I doubted there was anything useful in the bayou. I wasn't going to risk having my arm bitten off by an alligator to confirm those doubts.
Very true. Smart. Maybe look through the window first.
With a bit of elbow grease, I pushed up the wooden window frame. Pressed against the inside wall was a dusty desk covered in spider webs, and on top it, one thing lay undisturbed. A small folded document, which I picked up, along with an unintentional 8-legged companion.
Oh gosh, a
Ugh.
spider.
Ghost stories and haunted treasures I could handle, but spiders gave me the creeps.
So Murphy's afraid of spiders. Can you open the door?
I jiggled the handle, but the door was locked.
Alrighty, so now we know we can go that way. And I don't think there's anything else we can click on. Alright, let's go to the island. Wow, where are we going? Spirit Queen, that's where we are. So we have 1, 2, 3 places we can go to. Let's go here. Yes, let's go here.
Walking into the port town of Dead Nettle, I could sense its history in every stone, brick, and plank. Echoes of merchant ships loading and unloading all manner of cargo from expeditions throughout the Caribbean. Gold and treasure that may still lie hidden on the island.
Okay, let me look outside first. Jewelry store we can go into. Can look at this. Nothing else. Alright, let's go into the jewelry store. I also sound a little weird because my allergies are acting up, so my voice is a little
I tried
strained.
the door. It was locked.
Okay, so I might not do too much talking in this video, but I will try to comment as much as I can. I have as much commentary as I can. Even just repeating that hurt my throat. Okay, so we got a sign there.
Gruff mumbles emanated from inside the puppet theater. Obviously, preparation for tonight's show was already underway.
Ah. Got a passageway there. I don't think there's anything else. Yeah, let's go to the passageway. It's a fisherman. The captain's club. When we come out, we look at the wreckage.
There was nothing in the fountain apart from a rim of moss.
Yep, it's got a skull on it.
Good evening. He looked past me like I was invisible, as though if he ignored me hard enough, there was a chance I'd disappear. I said good evening?
I suppose, if one's standards are low enough.
Jesus.
Have you taken a wrong turn, sir?
I'm just having a look around.
Well,
Weird.
make it a quick one.
Who are you?
Who are you?
My name is Felix Greer, maitre d', bartender, and acting manager of the Captain's Club. When Mr. Perkins has his night off. And who, pray tell, are you?
Murphy McAllen. I'm looking for the lost treasure of Bellemore Manor.
Oh, goody. Another young adventurer seeking fame, fortune, or some combination of the
Oh,
two.
giddy.
Just what Dead Nettle's been lacking for local color.
What is this place?
This, sir, is the Captain's Club, a private members club for current and retired sea and riverboat captains. We are highly exclusive. Are you a captain?
He asked with a smugness that told me he already knew the answer.
I thought not. Then may I recommend a swift exit? You'll find a convenient egress approximately 180 degrees to starboard. If you like, I can give you a good swift kick in the right direction, sir.
Jesus, so
And don't
rude.
feel a need to stop walking until your ankles get soggy.
Wow.
What can you tell me about Dead Nettle?
Do you think you've wandered into the local library? Should we gather around for story time?
I was just hoping to talk to someone obviously so knowledgeable about the area.
Well, yes, unfortunately I'm plagued with an encyclopedic knowledge of the local area. My concierge duties require it. I have a spiel. Welcome, hardy traveler, to our quaint port town of Dead Nettle. Once this town you see around you was a hub of commerce, a beacon for ships bravely navigating between America, Europe, and the Caribbean. With the unfortunate dissolution of the Bellemore Trading Company, our town has settled into a quieter life, perfect for the sailor ready to hang up their cap. We hope that you enjoy your time in our homely town and perhaps explore some of the local sites. With the Captain's Club always here as your home port.
What do you know about the lost
Oops,
treasure of
skipped
Bellemore
one.
Manor?
Do you think you're living in a storybook? Weathered maps, talking parrots, X marks the spot? Grow up, you silly boy. Captaincy is an accomplished skill which doesn't need belittling by childish tales like lost treasure.
Why was the Bellemore Trading Company dissolved?
Well, you're taking me off script, but it really was quite the scandal. The three owners of the company vanished, and there was simply nobody left to run the company.
Wasn't there anyone who tried?
The first officer of the company, Mr. Rackham, looked to step up, but he disappeared too. I do wish the company hadn't collapsed.
I bet lots of people share that wish.
I might have more customers if it hadn't.
Let's do this one.
What do you know about the Bellemore wedding?
You mean the disappearance of the Bellemore wedding? On moonlit nights when the waves crash against the rocks, the captains of this club trade yarns about this very mystery. Did you know Abigail Bellemore's fiancé was a sailor who worked on the ships? Some of the old boys here even worked with him. They say he loved her, as true as a captain loves the sea. But she was a temptress, a siren who scuttled that sailor's heart.
What did she do?
After months of engagement, she broke it off and chose to marry an officer of the company instead, on their very wedding day.
Who was the man she chose to marry instead?
John Rackham, a landlubber who only used the bounties of the sea to fill his coin purse. But the Bellemores harnessed his ambitions for the company, his expertise at imports and exports.
Why did she do it?
What many people don't know is that mysterious things had been found on one of the company voyages to the Caribbean. Mystical things, some say.
What did they find?
The crew was sworn to secrecy by the Bellemore brothers, and all of the men were loyal enough to keep their word. But the rot in the rope was that sister, Abigail. People say that the discovery took hold of her. With the broken heart of the sailor and the resources of the officer, she was about to unleash something terrible. Perhaps it was a good thing that they all disappeared.
Do you think that's true?
Of course not. It's all nonsense. But the captains do love to outperform each other with such tales on a dull evening.
And let's do this one.
What makes you think I'm not a captain?
Well, for one thing, you lack the grizzle, the crustiness, the essential R of a captain.
How do I get those?
Years of exposure to salt water and sullen, uncooperative crew members, I should think. Tell me, have you ever captained a three-rigger through a tropical typhoon? Have you ever run the rapids of the Mississippi without hitting a single reef? Wind in your sails, fire in your furnace, waves beneath your keel?
Have you?
Well, it's more complicated than that.
In what way?
I get seasick.
Okay. So, okay.
Is there any way to prove I'm a captain?
You might show me your captain's license. As I'm sure you know, the state of Louisiana requires all captains, both sea and riverboat, to carry one. But don't try to foist me off with a fake. Last week, we had someone present a license with a photograph distinctly unlike their contemporary appearance. The photograph was clearly of someone a good deal older than them, with more facial hair and, most importantly, one less eye.
Okay.
I best be casting off.
Don't feel the need to rush back, sir.
Okay, so he's not gonna let me in. Let's go. Look at this.
There was no way to get out to the wreck, and from how decayed it looked, no reason to get out to the wreck either.
I'll talk to him. Trying to get as much clues as we can.
Are the fish biting?
Well, Not so well today, to tell the truth. They must have been spooked by something. But you should have seen them yesterday. I was having to fight them off the rod. The name's Ned Kipps, by the way. Just Kipps to my friends.
I'm Murphy McCallan.
Nice to meet you, Mac. What are you doing on this old rock anyway? I haven't seen you around before. Here on vacation?
I guess you could say that.
Then you got worse judgment than an arm wrestler squaring up to a kraken. Hope you don't regret it.
Me too.
What are you reading?
What's that book you're reading?
The Louisiana Book of Records. There's this fish called a pinkoza that swims around these parts. Delicious barbecue. And you're looking at the fella that's caught the heaviest pinkoza ever weighed at the Dead Nettle docks.
Nice.
Now I'm looking to see if it's a state record, maybe even national, or a world record.
That's some achievement.
Oh, it was. Got my photograph on the front page of the newspaper and everything.
I like Ned.
What do you do with the fish you catch?
A couple I save for myself, and the rest I sell to the captain's club. They fancy them up with lemon lobster, slawfish something or other. Fools. Everyone knows the best way to cook them is to barbecue them. But then again, I haven't eaten in that place my whole life.
Why not?
I don't have a captain's license, so they won't let me in.
Don't you have a fishing boat?
Now, I used to. The Petit Pichet. But they don't count it if it doesn't have a crew.
Ah.
That's it across the harbor with this bow sticking out the water.
Oh.
It was the strangest thing. There I was, fishing just out in the bay, when a sea serpent comes out the water,
What?
wraps itself around the boat. Well, I was going to be a goner. Jabbed my fishing pole right in its beady eye,
Oh.
throttled the motor, and managed to make it back to shore just as the hull went under. It's lucky I made it out alive.
Yeah.
That's a pretty tall tale.
I wouldn't believe it myself if I hadn't seen it with my own eyes.
It was clear that Ned had a penchant for fanciful stories. He told them with such vigor, I think he'd convinced himself they were true.
You never know. Yeah, let's ask them
Looking
this.
for the lost treasure of Bellemore Manor.
Well, I've heard a tall tale or two, but even I'm not spending my time looking for that. It's been lost for 30 years now.
Lost means it's still ready for finding.
I've traveled every waterway on this island, and I haven't even seen a hint of it. It could be at the bottom of the ocean for all I know. And I've found a few treasures in my time. French treasure, British treasure, pirate treasure, but no Bellemore treasure.
Do you still have those treasures?
Well, I had to hide them again. Give someone else a chance to find it. I wouldn't believe it myself if I hadn't seen it with my own eyes.
Okay. I also like that when there's dialogue going, the cursor goes away by itself, so you don't have to like hide it down here or hide it over there or whatever. I like that.
What do you know about the disappearance at Bellemore Manor?
Now there's a tale to tell. You know about Miss Bellemore? The bride engaged to the sailor? I heard she was having an affair. Getting up to no good with this fellow called John Rackham.
Oh
He was one
boy.
of the Bellemore Company's higher-ups. Anyway, sailor catches wind of it and tricks Rackham into giving the lady a gift. That's what caused everything to go topsy-turvy.
What was the gift?
Call me a liar, but there are places in the Caribbean that trade things more elusive than gold. Ungodly things.
Is that what you think caused the disappearance?
What else could it be?
Interesting.
What can you tell me about Miss Bellemore?
Ah, Abigail. More beautiful than a mermaid, and twice as fishy. Seemed like such a nice girl, too. Until the affair. It seemed so unlike her.
What about the sailor?
Don't know much about him. Never met the fella. I never got involved in the dock work, to tell the truth. Always preferred to sit with my fishing pole and fend for myself. We all figured that Abigail being in love with him and everything. He must have been fine folk. I think we were wrong. Poor Rackham, though. He was wronger still. I'm a business guy myself. Get the product, sell the product. Nothing wrong with bringing home the bacon. But he brought back trouble, and he paid the price.
I suppose it was a mistake for him to get involved with Abigail.
It's risky mixing business and pleasure.
Alright, talk to you later.
Catch you later, Ned.
See you around, Mac. That's for weighing fish. No one's going to beat my record.
Okay, see you, dude. Okay, is there a way... Magazine. What is this? Bottle? Captain's... I thought he didn't have one. Wait, what? Okay, I want to look at the menu for a little bit since we are looking around. So we need to get the chalk and we need to get nails. Warning, solutions to Murphy's adventures will be found within these pages. Only proceed when in dire need. So this is how we get, excuse me, hints. Once the diary is open, click on the gold circle to reveal a new clue. The diary can be closed again. Okay, I'm not gonna open it. How do we back out? Okay. And what was that? That was tab, right? No, that was that. We have a bottle. We have the taxidermy fish, a manuscript, gris, and a magazine. Okay.
The fishing net was so worn, it looked like it might fall apart at any moment. It wasn't going to be of any use to me.
Got it. Okay, so I'm gonna look at this. That's something in here. I can try to go in there, and then I'm gonna pick one of these two ways I'm gonna go.
The latest newspaper contained a photograph of the fisherman on the docks, with a headline declaring he'd just broken the island's heaviest catch record. Nothing else was of interest.
Okay. Go this way. Oh no, wait. Go that way, sorry.
You! Stop right there! What's your name?
Murphy McAllen.
I haven't seen you before. What's your business?
I'm just visiting. Why do you need to know?
Because your business is my business, and my business is news. I'm Evelyn Stoker, editor of the Juniper Parish Gazette. No misdeed left unshared, no drama left unmonetized. Come on, work with me here, Murphy. I need something juicy. Committed any crimes? Uncovered any affairs? Any deep, personal secrets to reveal?
The honest-to-God truth. No.
I need a good story. I can't always let something minor like the truth stand in the way of that.
Okay. Taking your stuff.
Don't even think about touching that machine.
I won't. I was gonna look.
Hey, you can't come back here.
Sorry.
Yes?
Hi. What are you working on?
Listen to this. An innocent victim's domesticated canine has been suddenly and mysteriously ripped away from them by fate. Its location and intentions are unknown.
Wait, are you talking about a lost dog?
Technically, it's not lost anymore. It was found shortly before I got to the house. But still, the story must be written.
I have a headline suggestion. Lost dog, not lost.
I have a personal suggestion. Butt out.
Well.
Don't you have more interesting stories to write about?
The crackpots this island calls a population wouldn't know something interesting if they paid for it. Which they hardly do. Believe me, I've tried to get juicier stories. Scouring the island, doorstop interviews, hiding beneath windows.
You eavesdrop on people through their windows?
It's called investigative reporting.
I'm doing some research on the treasure of Bellemore Manor.
Leave it. That's my advice. There's no story in it.
No story?
Not that anyone would believe. And I've got advertisers breathing down my neck.
Okay.
What's your theory on Bellemore Manor?
This might sound far-fetched, but I think it was hypnotism. All the puzzle pieces make sense.
Who was hypnotized?
Abigail, by that strange sailor she was going to marry. This newspaper had been publishing a bunch of stories about spooky goings-on across the island. We even had tip-offs of black magic inside Bellemore Manor.
Ooh.
Can you believe it?
Who was
Yes.
doing black magic?
Well, we weren't told for sure, but it makes sense, doesn't it? The sailor! Why else would someone as powerful as Abigail want to marry a lowly manual worker like him? Come the night of the wedding, and she wised up. Married John Rackham, the company's first officer. Much more on her social standing, and a responsible choice for the company.
This one?
What do you think caused everyone to disappear?
The last revenge of the sailor's sorcery. But imagine me writing that into a piece of serious journalism. I'd be laughed out of the industry.
What's in those filing cabinets?
Past issues of the newspaper, starting right back in 1864.
Wow.
Of course, things were a lot more interesting when Deadnuttle was thriving as a port town.
True.
Comings and goings of people, ships, and cargo. Lots to report on back then. More than the dregs I have to dress up now.
Hmm.
Why did the ship stop coming to Deadnuttle?
The Bellemore Trading Company was the heartbeat of this island. After the disappearance, there was no one left to run the company, and it all got sold off. When that folded, so did pretty much everything else.
Understand. Okay.
Do you have any back issues featuring the Bellemore Manor wedding?
We don't, I'm afraid. Most of the paper's directors were at the wedding and disappeared along with everyone else.
Oh, shoot.
The newspaper had to shut up shop for weeks while it was restaffed. This was back when the Gazette wasn't run by just one person.
Huh.
Would you take my photograph?
Do you know how much the chemicals cost to develop those photographs?
Wow.
I'm on a limited budget here, McAllen.
Got it.
Unless you've done something notable, you're not getting into print.
Okay.
What constitutes something notable for the newspaper?
Frankly, our standards are pretty low these days. Yesterday, I photographed Ned Kipps, the fisherman that hangs around the pier, for catching a fish.
Is that a surprising turn of events for a fisherman?
It broke the island weight record. The pen cozes a fish that's been caught around the island since it was settled. The locals say it tastes good. I'd rather chew on raw cotton.
Okay, I better get going.
I think I better be going.
Keep your eyes out for a story, McAllen. There are secrets on the island, and it's my job to sell advertisements next to them.
Will do. Okay. Well, she won't let me touch anything else, and I grabbed...
I wasn't going to get ink all over my hands.
Got it. I grabbed scissors and thimble. Right? I just go up, yeah. Twine and scissors. Okay, so let's go this way. Can we walk faster? I think that makes him walk a little faster. Oh, that just goes there. Damn. Let's just go here since we're here. Oh, that leaves. Okay, hold on. I just gotta look at this thing and then we can leave.
The poster advertised billiards at the Captain's Club, with 3 billiard balls and 2 cues framing a cube of billiard chalk.
Hmm. Okay, we're gonna go somewhere else now. Let's go to this location. Hello? Ooh, nails. We need nails, right? Are we just gonna watch them? What the hell?
The tin was empty. I didn't need to do anything with the stove, and would have probably burnt my hands if I tried.
Very true.
Hello.
Ah, God darn it. Don't sneak up on people like that. You
I bet.
frighten the dying daylights out of me.
Sorry.
He looked at me like he'd seen a ghost. Sorry, you seem a little jumpy?
I thought you were those pesky kids again.
Kids don't seem like a reason to be scared.
They're little terrors. I'm sure they're gonna give me a heart attack. Last
Poor
week
guy.
they showed up with a doctor's note they forged, saying a man I'd buried that day was just a very deep sleeper.
Oh, goodness.
7 hours I was out here digging him up, at my age.
And was he sleeping?
Dead as a dodo, just like those kids will be if I get my hands on them.
Wow.
My name's Murphy McAllen. I've just arrived on the island.
Well, welcome, Mr. Murphy. I'm Edgar Kettle, gravedigger, undertaker, coffin maker, and anything else that needs doing to keep this cemetery running.
Have you got any spare coffin nails?
No, I don't got any to spare. I have to buy these out of my own pocket.
Damn.
Do you know how much the parish gives me per burial nowadays? A pittance. The roof's leaking, my table's broken. I've used floorboards to build some of the coffins.
Oh,
Take
goodness.
my advice. Don't go into this line of work. I'm telling you, undertaking's a dying business.
Jokes. He's got jokes. We'll ask that last. Let's ask this one.
Have you ever accidentally buried someone who is still alive?
Not that I know of. When you think about it, how would I know?
Shouts for help? Desperate shaking of the coffin?
Look, I haven't sealed anyone up who was chatting away with me, let's put it that way. I usually check for signs of life, but everyone takes shortcuts sometimes, don't they? I deserve some rest in peace, too.
Do you not find working in a graveyard a little eerie?
Why would it be eerie?
I don't know. Ghosts, maybe?
I don't like to think about ghosts.
Why not?
Because they'd be bad for business. I have my work cut out here with the dead as it is. Imagine if they came back asking for a refund.
I really like the voice actors.
What are you working on?
This is just a pauper's coffin the parish is funding. Lock 'em in lumber, leave 'em to slumber. That's what I call it. No frills. This'll end up 5 feet under by the end of the night.
I thought it was supposed to be 6 feet.
You're not the one doing the digging. 5 feet means I get a tea break.
Why are you working so
Why
late?
are you out here working so late?
The funerals take place in the morning.
Oh,
I
okay.
prefer to be tucked up in my bed. I don't like those early funerals. I'm not a morning person.
The jokes. The jokes. Did the coffin just move?
Did the coffin just move?
Don't even joke about that.
Okay, now we can go into this
I'm
one.
looking for the treasure of Bellemore Manor.
Another treasure hunter. Well, let me tell you something, young man. Don't even think about digging up my graveyard. There's no treasure buried here, and I'm already busy enough filling in the holes that are meant to be here.
Do you know anything about the disappearance at Bellemore Manor?
I think it's important to leave the dead to rest in peace.
But what if they're not in peace?
Well, I think there's more to that story than meets the eye. You know the 3 brothers went missing, right? Well, if you ask me, I think Abigail Bellemore was behind it.
Wow, poor girl.
She was
Imagine if
engaged to a sailor.
she was the one that was being
Nobody
used
like
by
her
everybody.
would go for a commoner.
She might have loved him.
She could have loved somebody with a big bank account, too. I think she must have been using him, pretending to love him so he'd do her dirty work for her, bumping off her brothers.
Ooh.
And afterwards, she drops him and goes to marry the officer of the company. Fiendish.
Makes sense.
Those are some pretty serious allegations.
Very
Just
true.
a feeling, that's all. I don't have any evidence. But
Okay.
when you work with cadavers, you kinda get a 6th sense about things. People killed in mysterious circumstances. Like you can tell when someone's sneaking up behind you.
Buh.
You actually seem to have trouble with that.
Wise guy.
What do you think was behind the disappearance?
Well, the sailor must have found out he was being manipulated, mustn't he? Done something to get his revenge.
What do you think the sailor did to get his revenge?
Nobody knows. But in his contracts to the Caribbean, he could have come across something fiendish.
Oh, that's right, because he used to sell out there
All
and do
we
stuff,
know is
yeah.
that everyone in that house disappeared. And to tell you the truth, I'm quite relieved they did.
Oh?
Why's that?
Because if they'd not disappeared, it would be this old fool who'd have had to bury them. Saved me a good amount of work.
What kind of logic is that?
I
That
best
was...
be running along.
Don't drop dead. I don't want anything else adding to my to-do list.
Okay, I'll try not to.
I scanned the headstones for anything of note, but didn't know what I was searching for.
Okay. Okay, we can walk.
I scanned the headstones for anything of note.
Sorry.
I didn't know what I was searching for.
Graves. Okay. Walk this way. Maybe there's somebody else we could talk to. Oh.
I couldn't see any way to open it.
Okay, what's over here? Is that leaving? Okay. Not accessible in the demo. Okay, so we're going to the last place right here. Ooh, is this the house?
Framed by trees and lit by moonlight, Bellemore Manor stood imposingly in the still night air. Even without lights on, it felt like something inside the house was calling me. Or warning me.
Go to the door. See if I can go inside.
With a deep breath, I took hold of the door handle of the house I'd been thinking about for months and turned it. Unsurprisingly, it was locked. I briefly considered breaking into the house, but unsure of just how true the ghost stories were, decided it was better to not risk angering any spirits that may have been in there. If I was getting in, I was going to need the key.
Okay, can you look in the window?
I scanned the house for a way in, perhaps an unlocked door or window, but my search was without luck.
Okay, cool. How about this path? Oh, you just came around this way. Huh. This is actually very pretty.
From the gathering moss and rust, it was clear the patio set hadn't been used in decades.
Ow!
So much for good luck.
I knew that was
I
gonna
picked up the
fall.
horseshoe that assaulted me. It was heavy. Very heavy.
Okay, so there's nothing we can do. So now I have to figure out what we do with the things that we've gotten. Let's go here. Why don't we try going back in there, showing him our license? For some reason we have a captain's license on us. So now this is gonna take me a little bit to figure it out. So there might be some choppity chops parts in here to figure out the puzzle. Okay.
Without a photograph of me, there was no way he was going to accept it as proof of me being a captain.
That's what I thought. Okay. So put that down. What is this? I wish there was a way to oh, okay, there it is, inspecting. Mary and Macabre magazine, The Vanishing Wedding. Ooh, look at this, chat. You guys can read this. I'm probably going to read this up on myself when I edit. This is a lot to read for my voice. Until death do us part. For richer, for poor. Nice. Okay, let's look at... Nope.
It was a small leather pouch with a drawstring, used for voodoo spells.
Ah.
Currently, it held black feathers, gunpowder, and rum.
Oh. So this is where... Oh. 5 ingredients placed inside tight close and then unseal. Within the focus, what may hide, this spell will soon reveal. So he has these parts already.
At the center of the manuscript was an empty circle, with arrows pointing inward from each of the ingredients. It was marked the focus.
Okay. And...
It was the taxidermied fish I'd taken from the riverboat, with a ripped seam opening up to the stuffing inside of it. It was an empty soda bottle that I'd found on the beach.
Ah.
It was a ball of rough twine. It was a pair of sharp scissors from the newspaper office. It was a heavy iron horseshoe.
I have a feeling that we're gonna tie the twine to this and throw it into the water. We also have, what is this? Hot spots. Oh.
You can't go up there. It's for members only.
That's interesting. Okay, what about this?
I glanced at the ledger on the podium. It was mostly empty, and the few entries there didn't seem of any interest.
Okay, cool. Let's go outside and do that. I didn't know that you can do that. So in the demo, you can kind of like have, it's the map, clues. It has a cooldown, right? Ah. I did all that. Let's proceed. Let's see how this hint thing goes. Let's go to chalk. The nails. Get nails. The cemetery behind the church was the best place for coffins, but the gravedigger had just finished sealing one up. And if I click it again, do I get another clue? I do. He was complaining about one being tricked into thinking he'd buried someone alive. If I wanted him to open a coffin, perhaps I can do the same again. Okay. There was a wall to hide behind and throw my voice, but I needed a way to get the coffin to shake as someone was inside. So I think the fish, if we put it inside, it'll shake. There was a wall? Okay, no more clues. Let's go to the map and let's go to the cemetery. Okay.
The coffin lid had been nailed down securely. I wasn't going to be able to open it.
Okay.
That wasn't going to work.
So I have to figure out a way to make him open it again. Or wait till morning. What about putting him in here?
That didn't work.
Okay.
I thought I'd keep that to myself.
Okay. Alright. Okay, so how I thought. We're gonna tie this to
That wasn't going to work.
the table.
I could tie the twine to the table, but there wasn't much reason to while the table was sturdy.
Oh.
That wasn't going to work.
Hold on. So what do? Do I take the jack? Ah. So I took the jack. Now we're gonna tie this to the table. We're gonna hide behind the...
I tied the twine to the uneven table and took up a hiding spot behind a nearby wall. It was time to wake the dead.
There we go.
Hello? Hello? Why is it so dark in here?
Huh? Who's that?
I'm stuck! Help! Help!
If that's you kids.
Get me out of this thing!
Shake it. There you go.
Oh, no, not again.
Oh gosh.
Mister, are you okay? I'm so sorry. I was told... Mister? Oh, God darn it. Next time I see those kids, I'm gonna have a lineup of Pee-wee coffins ready for them.
Oh no.
See how they like being scared out of their wits.
So he's gonna put the nails in there, and I'm gonna get the nails. Nice. Should I put the jack back on there too?
I didn't need to steady the table again.
Okay. So we're just gonna grab his nails and go?
I picked up the handful of discarded coffin nails from the tin.
Okay, I think you have to go to the docks and weigh that fish, taxidermied fish, with the horseshoe in it. I don't know how, but
With the ripped seam as an opening, I placed the horseshoe inside the taxidermied fish. Now it was heavy.
So now we wait.
Mac, does that say what I think it does? You've been holding back on me. That breaks my record.
Sorry.
McAllen!
Oh gosh. Thanks.
You just broke the island fishing record.
How did you hear about this so fast?
It's my job to know about things fast.
That is true.
Now, I'm doing the questions here.
Oh
So
boy.
what led to this unbelievable turn of events? Years of practice? Or a one-in-a-million fluke? Did the fish just jump into your lap as you walked the quayside? Was the fish dropped by a passing seagull?
Would have been a pretty darn big seagull.
Just beginner's luck, I guess.
As I suspected, well, as much as it pains me to say it, you're the cover story on this evening's edition of the Juniper Parish Gazette. And this is why I'm not getting a Pulitzer.
I understand. Now when she puts the poster up, we're gonna cut out the picture because we have scissors.
I've got to hand it to you, Mac. That fish is a whopper. I
Thanks.
wouldn't believe it myself if I hadn't seen it with my own eyes.
I'm so sorry that's a lie though. Okay, so now let's go to the notice board, see if she's already done it. We're gonna cut out our picture, we're gonna put it into our license. It's a pretty cool town, pretty small and quiet town.
The latest newspaper contained a photograph of the fisherman on the docks,
Oh,
with a headline declaring he'd just broken the island's heaviest catch record.
So
Nothing else was of interest.
I guess I gotta go inside.
Murphy, have you seen the cover of the evening edition? I think we caught your personality perfectly in that photograph. Naive, simple, unsophisticated.
Damn.
Makes it all the more surprising that you actually accomplished something.
I wonder if I should have it framed.
That will cost you.
Can I see the paper?
I picked up the newspaper. The fewer people that
Nice.
saw it, the better.
So now just go outside and we're gonna cut the picture out, put it into the license, and go back into the captain's what should we call it? Captain's club,
Carefully, I cut my photograph out of the newspaper.
and get our chalk.
I stuck the cutout photograph onto the still tacky interior of the captain's license. It was convincing enough.
Alrighty, now let's go here. And now we show him our license.
My credentials.
You're telling me you are a captain?
I trust it's all in order.
Look, Sonny, the bylaws of this club only allow the club manager to verify a captain's license. And Mr. Perkins is enjoying his backgammon evening with Mrs. Perkins and the ladies this evening, with strict instructions not to be disturbed. So I'll be accepting this tonight, but try this again tomorrow night and it'll be another story. Now, with that said, a warm and hearty welcome to the Captain's Club. We sincerely hope you make use of and enjoy our facilities, and do please let me know if I can be of any assistance at all.
Wow. Okay, now we can go in. So all we really need from here is the chalk. But we're gonna look around
While I
a
was
little
trapped
bit.
on Devil's Rock, a map of the world wasn't going to be much use to me. The cabinet was locked. It was locked. I considered playing a game, but billiards without the balls and cues wouldn't have been very engaging.
I know, but take the chalk. There you go. Sorry, I wasn't on it. Oh! Sorry. Okay, so now we have everything we need. So now we need to use the map and go back to the Spirit Queen. I'm back.
You've returned. Have you found all the ingredients and placed them in the gree-gree?
Not yet, but I'm working on it.
Oh.
I found another ingredient for the summoning spell.
Wonderful. Place it inside the gree-gree, then return when you have all 5.
What's the gree though?
I'm going to finish finding the voodoo ingredients.
Is it the picture? Oh, the gree. The notebook. Ay, ay, ay. Ah, this, right? That's the gree.
I placed the chalk into the gree. I placed the coffin nails into the gree. I've done it. All 5 ingredients for the summoning spell. Now I needed to head back to the Spirit Queen.
And then... Nice. So now it says it's all done there. Perfect.
Murphy, have you done what was asked of you?
I have.
Wonderful. Now, it is time for the final step. Out of the darkness, the sadness, the fear, I command you, my servant, now to appear!
Oh boy.
I have returned, Master.
You shouldn't be messing with this stuff, Murphy.
What is your desire?
The ingredients have been gathered. The final step of the spell is ready. The focus.
The focus of the spell is that which you are casting it upon. Bellemore Manor is where the ghosts reside. An image of Bellemore Manor is what you must direct the spell with.
Murphy, do you have an image of Bellemore Manor we can use?
Oh, crap. No. Oh! Yes.
Yes, Murphy. That will work. Place it inside the gree as the final ingredient.
Perfect. I didn't know that. Okay.
I folded the magazine cover and placed it inside the gree.
The spell is ready. Finally, the ghosts will be free again. Open the gree, Murphy, and that will cast the spell.
He looks so...
With some trepidation, I took the gree from my pocket, and then, with a deep breath, opened it.
Oh boy.
At last, I am free.
Oh no.
Servant,
What do we do?
happening?
What have we done?
I was never your servant.
Oh no.
I am your master. You shall do my bidding. I command you.
This is not good.
Foolish mortal, you have served your purpose. No longer do I need to manifest as an ephemeral specter. Now my true spirit form is freed.
Oh boy.
Loa, do as I say.
You have no more use to me.
Oh no. He's taken him. Murphy,
I wasn't
run.
sure what I'd just seen, but the voodoo fire raging all around me was all too real. I needed to get out, and fast.
How though?
I filled the bottle with water from the spirit pool.
Okay. Can I throw it in here? Cool. Oh no. What's happening? Uh-oh. Murphy, you're in trouble. Oh my gosh, she's taking him too. Oh no. Oh my gosh. He's a goner. That was an amazing end. I am again gonna put the link in the description below and put this on my wish list. This was great. This was really good. It tagged a lot of the nostalgic point and click games for me. So this is a good one. This is really good. Thank you for watching, everyone. And until next time, be kind, keep safe, hug your loved ones, and tell them you love them. Bye-bye for now.